Hi everybody, this is Ospreyeye from MyChartCoach.com, and in this video we're going to take a look at some of the stocks that were in play today, some of the big winners. And first up here is CAPR, very sweet move today, closed up 32%. Congrats everyone that caught the early alert. RSI and Fasto are both, you've got RSI hitting the 70 overbought power zone, and then you've got Fasto above 80. So yeah, we'll see if they can push higher at overbought levels on both indicators. Keep an eye here on ADX. You want to see this plus DI, the green line, cross the black line to the upside. The green line above the black and red lines is a signal that the bulls are in control. The huge development today was the close above the 100-day simple moving average. That's this gold line here, currently at 118. That is the key level to turn into support. As long as that level holds, there's going to be more upside potential. For CAPR to be a good play with this current setup, it needs to stay above that 100-day simple moving average. If it drops below, that could signal consolidation and that it's not ready to start running, and it could drop down to test this middle Bollinger Band and 50-day simple moving average down here near $1. So for it to be a good play, it really needs to stay above the 100-day simple moving average now that it has closed above. As you can see, the top of the candle closed right at the key resistance level, which is the July 18th close. That is the high close level along with the bottom of the gap. Okay, this line is a little bit off. It's with the high close, but just above it is the bottom of the gap. There was a gap that was created back here in May when there was a huge drop. This is the open, and then this is the where it closed, and then it opened the next day way down here, and then it ended up creating this giant gap on the chart. And so the bottom of a gap, which is this red line right here, that's always a huge resistance level to break. It's a very, very tough resistance level. But if CAPR can close above that level and turn it into support, that would signal more upside potential. Now notice that there's this current uptrending channel, and the top, the ascending resistance line, is currently up here at 160. Okay, that's drawn across the tops of these candles, and so that'll be the next key level to break if it can get past this high close and bottom of the gap level at about 135. And so if it can get above this 160 level, then we'd be talking about the 200-day simple moving average at $2. That is the ultimate target if this 100-day simple moving average holds. Okay, there was a parabolic SAR bullish flip today. Notice how the green dots were above the candles as the share price was consolidating, and then today the dots flipped below the candles. That's what we call a PSAR bull flip. SAR stands for stop and reverse, and what it's signaling is that the previous downtrend has stopped and the share price is reversed and a new uptrend is beginning. Now, another thing to take a look at, we talk a lot about the Bollinger Bands. Notice how the upper Bollinger Band, which is this purple line up here, and then the lower Bollinger Band is the solid purple line down here, and then you've got the middle Bollinger Band in the middle, that's the dotted purple line. Notice how the upper Bollinger Band and the lower Bollinger Band got tighter and tighter and tighter leading into the bullish move today. We were discussing this today in the chat, so yeah, for those that we were talking about this, notice that this candle is breaking out above the top of that upper Bollinger Band. It broke also above the 50-day simple moving average. This is our bull signal on the daily chart. This is the signal that there is more upside potential. When you have very, very tight Bollinger Bands and there's a break above the middle Bollinger Band and the 50-day simple moving average busting through the upper Bollinger Band, that is the signal that the breakout is to the upside. And so this also closed above the 100-day simple moving average. So this is a very powerful move. As long as it can stay above support here, the uptrend should continue. What we want to see now is EMA 13 or EMA 4, which is at 113. That's this pink line. We want to see candles ride that level higher. So this is a great start. Notice volume is picking up. Volume did spike higher than when we posted this chart midday. So you could see that this was one of the largest volume days since back in July. And then there were bullish crossovers on MACD. It's hard to see, but MACD was pinched on both time frames. And the bullish crossover today is like the parabolic SAR. It's signaling the start of a new uptrend. So this is a great move for CAPR. This is what we call day one. This is day one of the reversal. Now it failed to follow through in the past. Notice how it had a big gap open here, and then it had a gap down, and then it pulled back, and then it had the big move here, and it pulled back. And so this is a history of disappointing, similar to, like, we had this on our radar on Friday. Notice that an inverted hammer formed, the black candle on Friday. it was breaking resistance intraday, so it caught our attention that it was on the radar and heating up, and so we were just looking for bullish follow through today. So yeah, so we're going to see if CAPR can not disappoint this time and break through resistance. Okay, take a look at NETE. Okay, this stock has been on a very nice uptrend. Congrats to everyone that's been trading this. I know it's one of the favorites on StockTwits. It's currently at 67 on our RSI, so there's still a little bit of room to run until the 70 overbought level. Notice how it's pulled back before when it crosses above 70, and then notice that RSI when it hits 80 it pulls back. Right now, Fasto's currently at 67, so there is still more room to run until the 80 level. And the reason why Fasto closed at 67 is because the big pullback from high of day. Notice the long upper wick that formed on today's candle. Okay, this is the top of the candle, and this is a long wick. This shows profit taking and possibly dilution. You know, the same type of candle formed on Friday, another super long wick. And when that happens, you know, take a look at it's not on here. Well, accumulation distribution, when that happens, will show you that there's possible signs of dilution. So there's definitely profit taking. And what happened was, the close on Friday was below this gold line, which was the 100-day simple moving average at 567. We were looking for a break above that level, and it did break above that level and close above. So now we want to see that level turn into support. Now, it did break the next resistance level, which was the 200-day simple moving average at 709. It broke that intraday and pulled back. That is the key level to break. In order to head higher, it has to close above that level. If it does, then we'll be talking about the 300-day simple moving average at 95 and the dollar land level. So currently, 71 is the big resistance level to break. If it fails to break it, you could see it pull back and test this 100-day simple moving average. On a pullback, as long as the candles are forming above the 100-day simple moving average in EMA4, which is at 537, the chart is super strong. Okay, once there's a break below EMA4, that's your signal the chart's cooling down, and you could see a pullback down here to the 50-day simple moving average. This is filling the jar, and the jar is almost filled back up to this 300-day simple moving average and to this 92 level. Notice how it's retraced back to this prior channel level, and so you know, it's filling the jar back up. It's almost filled back to prior resistance levels, and so now we'll have to see if a new trend can emerge, if it can break out higher, or if it's going to consolidate. There was very big volume behind the move the last couple days, so huge volume. And MACD is getting very parabolic. So yeah, so this is a good move by NETE. In order to keep the good times going, it has to close above the 200-day simple moving average and turn that level into support. Okay, let's look at IBIO. This stock had a nice move today. It closed up 22%. RSI is at 65. You got Fasto at 66. So they're both in the bull zone with some more room to run. There was a recent crossover here on ADX with plus DI crossing minus DI. And then you had ADX crossing minus DI as well. So this is when the green line is above the black and the red lines, that's a signal the bulls are in control. So this chart is really heating up. There was a bullish crossover or a PSAR bull flip on Thursday. The share price that broke the 50-day simple moving average at what is that, 316? That's the green line here. That broke intraday twice last week, and then finally today there was a big gap up open and close above that level. So that is the move that bulls were looking for. It also broke the next key resistance level, which was the 100-day simple moving average at 35. So that's the key level to hold. You want to see the share price stay above 35. Today's candle did form above the upper Bollinger Band. If it pulls back and you see it drop below 35, you could see this 50-day simple moving average in EMA4 hold. As long as EMA4 supports holding, the new uptrend is very strong. Okay, it's got to stay above that middle Bollinger Band as well. If it gets through that 200-day simple moving average, look for a potential run up there to the 300-day simple moving average at 444. It's hitting a resistance from back here. The high close resistance level is here at 40, so that's going to be a big level to break, 40 and 41. So notice that it hit those levels today and pulled back. The reason why is because this was the recent high close, so it needs to turn those levels into support to head higher. There was big volume behind the move today. Notice the giant volume bar, and then I was just talking about accumulation distribution. You can see the long upper wick formed on today's candle, the pullback from high of day. What that did is it made a spike down in accumulation distribution and a spike down in CMF. Well, CMF is higher than it was on Friday, but the point is, it signals that even though the share price was up on the day, accumulation was down, and that's signaling the possible dilution. But the company's possibly selling shares into the rally. That's what that's signaling. Okay, let's look at SDRL. Okay, this is an energy stock that's doing well. I'm going to post an update on the energy sector plays, but this one was doing very well today. If you caught our last energy sector video, please do not take your eye off that sector this week. The charts are still very set up. They're still got some very nice uptrends going, and today was just looking like a pause for the stocks that we are following if they were not up today. And so yeah, don't take your eye off the prize. They're still in play. Okay, CDRL is it busted above 50, so it's now at 51 on RSI and at 56 on Fasto. It'll be very bullish if it stays above 50, and being at 51 and 56, there's a lot of room to run until overbought levels. Okay, like we said earlier, notice how the green line is above the black and the red line. This is a signal the bulls are in control. Okay, so there was a close above the middle Bollinger Band today. That's the dotted purple line, currently at 24. And so it's been working on turning that level into support for the last 2 weeks. It closed today at high of day. Notice that the last trade of the day was high of day. So this formed a closing white Marubozu candle. And so that's just a very strong close. That means that there's no upper wick. That means it's a bald candle. That the bulls were strong all the way until the last trade of the day. And so the big level on this chart is this 50-day simple moving average at 31. We're looking for a close above that level to signal a potential run up to this 100-day simple moving average at 41. Okay, notice back here in July there was a close above the 50-day simple moving average, but it failed to hold that level back on July 25th, and then the share price pulled back. So it'll be and then back here in September it hit that level multiple times and failed to close above. So if there's a close above the 50-day simple moving average and it holds, that will be a very bullish change in trend, and that will signal upside potential for SDRL. Notice there's been big volume, okay, during this reversal here, and yeah, so the chart's really heating up. We're looking for the new uptrend to continue and a breakthrough resistance. Okay, take a look at NWBO. Okay, this stock now trades over the counter, but it is has been really heating up. You've got RSI here at 63, so it's in the bull zone. Fasto is now at overbought levels. It's up here at 87. You do have a crossover here with the ADX crossing minus DI to the upside and plus DI breaking out. And so today the big development was the close above the 50-day simple moving average and the 100-day simple moving average. A close above the gold line at what is that, at 19, and then the 50-day simple moving average, the green line at 21. So the close above both those levels is signaling more upside potential. It is on a 3-day run already, 3 green candles in a row. If it pulls back, you want to see that 100-day simple moving average and EMA4 hold at 20. Okay, to be a really good play, it would be best if it stayed above the 50-day simple moving average. If it could hold that level and turn it into support, it could run back up here to this previous high back on the 14th of July, the high close, and the 200-day simple moving average up here around 28.29. So yeah, this is a really good move for NWBO. The chart is really heating up on this close above resistance today. The middle Bollinger Band has been turning into support, and a new uptrend has been started. We just want to see support hold and the uptrend continue. There was a PSAR bull flip last week, recent bull crosses on MACD, and then today there was a big volume spike on the nice close. There wasn't too big of an upper wick on today's candle. Okay, yeah, so thank you very much for viewing this video. If you'd like to learn more about charts and technical analysis, check us out at mychartcoach.com and our YouTube channel at mychartcoach.com. Thank you.